Ronan, and he says he's in the USA. Sounds like a Steve Miller song. Okay. Hey, Paul, I would appreciate your help. Okay. After a lot of searching, I found a cable on Amazon from the Monoprice company. It's 12 gauge. I'd like to know if this cable is good for speakers with a nominal resistance of 4 ohms. Connects to a Denon 1800 something or other. Thank you very much for your answer. Well, short answer, yeah, it's fine. A 12 gauge cable is good. It wouldn't be my first choice, but it'll work just fine because his basic question is you got a 4 ohm speaker, right? And you want to make sure that whatever you're connecting it with is not going to interfere with that impedance, isn't going to restrict the sound at all, and is going to work fine. Yes, it'll work just fine. Cables, however, are something of a passion for me. I've told the story numerous times. I think the first time I ever heard the difference in cables, and I'll tell it to you, just Reader's Digest version. Okay, here's something funny. A lot of the younger people, I'll say something like, well, here's the Reader's Digest version. And they'll look at me like, what the hell's the Reader's Digest? It's all these old geezer terms. So anyway, Google it. There you go. Okay. Years ago in the mid-1970s, we had a dealer, one of our very first dealers, Absolute Audio in Santa Ana, California. And Stan and I came down, wanted to pitch them on, this is before they were our dealer, wanted to pitch them on taking on PS Audio. And Neil Sinclair, who later started Theta, was not there. He said he was. Oh well, Mike Moffitt, who now owns Shit Audio, SCHIIT, I think, or ITT, whatever, and was the engineer at Theta Audio. But back then, he was just the tech at Absolute Sound, or Absolute Audio in Santa Ana. So we show up, Neil's not here. What do you guys got? And we said, well, we have this phono stage. And he hooked it up and said, wow, he was impressed. And actually, Mike helped us get into Absolute Audio because he was so impressed with the phono stage. But meanwhile, as he had it hooked up, he said, you guys, there was nobody at the store. And he was bored. And we had driven all the way down from Santa Maria to Santa Ana, which is 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And Mike said, you want to hear something? We said, sure. So we're sitting there. He tells us nothing. There's a pair of quad electrostat speakers, our phono preamp, his electronics. So he puts on a Fleetwood Mac track, plays it. I don't remember which one it was. It was off the Rumors, I think it was. Anyway, played that track, and we all, yeah, sounds really good. Quads are very good speakers. He goes, okay. So he stops. He walks behind the quads, does something. We have no clue what he's doing. Nothing. And comes back and puts it back on. I'm like, holy moly. The difference was stark. It's the only way. Greater depth. It was like almost like a different record. And what'd you do? And he goes, I'm not going to tell you. He goes, let's just do it again. He goes back there and he futzes around behind the speaker, comes back out, turns it like, we do that 2 or 3 times. All right, Mike. What are you doing? He goes, you're not going to believe it. We're going to believe it because we just heard it. And then he says, all I'm doing is swapping speaker cables. Oh, wow. He had these things called Cobra cables, which is the Litz wire, long, long time ago. And he had, back then we used just 12 gauge, like Monoprice. And the Cobra cable versus the lamp cord, we used to call it, what was so staggeringly better, it just boggled my mind. And from that day on, I've been an advocate of cables. Look at this stack of AudioQuest stuff. This is all the boxes that we have for all the cables that are in the listening room. But Anyway, so yeah, it'll work just fine for you, but you might think about going over and finding maybe something just a little higher end. All right, good luck.